Hello everybody, welcome day 3 at the Embedded World 2025. We are here at the NXP partner booth and we have Robert Thompson from NXP here. Thanks Robert. So maybe you can briefly introduce your role with NXP.
Yeah, sure. So Robert Thompson, I'm the Director of Ecosystems in our Secure Connected Edge business unit.
Okay, thank you. So maybe you can share some details about the NXP partner program, because we are proud to be NXP Gold partner.
Yes.
So what is your feeling about our role as part of the ecosystem with NXP?
Well, NXP is a very broad company, so we have a lot of partners. But I think, with FNS, we look to certain partners to help us really scale our business as quickly as possible. Okay. If you look at the technology that we're integrating into our application processors, it's only getting more complex. Right. LPDDR5, 10 gigabit Ethernet, very complex cores to meet the usage model needs. But how do a lot of customers get access to that technology? We can't support the thousands of customers out there in the industrial market, right, so we really rely on close partners like FNS to adopt our technology, build boards that a lot of customers can access. Yeah. Really not in 2-3 years time. As soon as we launch, we'd like FNS to be there with our products so that we can help really serve a large number of customers as quickly as possible.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we were thinking about actually how long are we working together? So
a long time.
It's around like 3 decades.
Yeah.
Not under NXP umbrella, but starting with Motorola.
Yes.
Then Freescale, now NXP.
You got a good memory.
Oh yeah. Oh, thank you.
It's like the industrial market.
The older you get, the more you have to use your memory.
Yes.
Yeah. So today, I think one of the key topics at your booth here is AI. So everybody's talking about edge AI. We have to be careful when mentioning AI. It's a wide range between ChatGPT and edge AI application.
Correct.
So we are showing here a demo unit with the IMX 93. What is NXP approach to the market, or which markets would you want to address specifically with the integrated NPU?
Yeah, I think with machine learning, AI, it doesn't change our focus on the markets we're looking at serving. The key markets for us are healthcare, power and energy, building and home automation, and factory automation. So I think when we look at machine learning, we look at it through the lens of those key markets. Right. And what we see in those key markets is obviously everybody is focused on how to integrate and how to utilize machine learning for efficiency and improvement in their products. Right. But as we know in the industrial market, things don't move at a breakneck speed. So we see a lot of customers looking at how they can optimize their usage. So when we look at machine learning, when we look at integrating NPUs, ISPs, vision into our products, we're looking at providing the right size, as we call it. So we're not going to burden our products with cost that our customers don't need.
Absolutely, yeah. Okay, thank you, yeah. There is, the first AI applications we did, of course, on the 8M Plus CPU. Now we have the Ethos 65 here in the 93. There are more CPUs coming.
Correct,
so,
yeah.
Of course, without disclosing too much secret information, but maybe you can give us an outlook for the roadmap of new CPU families or new CPUs coming, and maybe specifically about their AI features.
So I think, when we look at our future roadmap, be it for the core complex, graphics, video, or AI, we're looking at customers' usage models to guide us. So I think if you look at the market today, it's very much, we're seeing object detection, anomaly detection. These are the usage models we're seeing our customers really look at. Now, obviously, you have generative AI, large language models, which a lot of customers are looking at how can we integrate and utilize these. So I think we're looking like anything to have a range. So if you look at the IMX 93, you have an NPU in there which has a maximum utilization of 2 TOPS. Right. But then we've recently announced the potential acquisition of Canara, where they have an external ML engine which can go up to 40 TOPS. So I think what we're looking to do is, like anything, have a scalable portfolio of options and flexibility for our customers.
Right.
But I think when we talk about machine learning, everybody likes to talk about tops and hardware, but it really comes down to the tool chain and the software. How do you get the data? How do you categorize, annotize that data and create optimized models that can run efficiently on the hardware? So we're really looking at making sure that we have tools such as our EIQ toolkit, which can help both customers that know exactly what they want to do and have data sets, but also customers that are just starting this journey and don't have their own data sets. They can, and we can help them create those data sets and optimize them to run on our hardware.
Very good, very good. Yeah, for this reason, being a partner, of course, we also did our job. So we're creating starter kits for our customers. So we combine the hardware, our starter kit, develop your carrier board and so on. But we also add software, and vast majority is EIQ framework and all the tools you're using. On top, we did specifically for this application, we compared several models, all convolutional network laying based, like single short detection or ResNet, and we saw it makes a huge difference which NPU you're using, also depending on the resolution of the original image and the data you want to get. And we see that there's an ongoing trend to, let's say, deal with the trade-off. On the one hand, you want to have very powerful NPUs with a lot of tops. At the same time, sucking a lot of energy. So we all want to save the environment. So I think the combination of having powerful NPUs, but at the same time, being more and more efficient from generation to generation, something you also see?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is, prevalent in the industrial market. As you create more and more powerful products, where is the power profiles going? So as you move from 1 watt to 10 watts, looking at even higher in terms of where the ARM roadmap is going and where edge computing is going, how do you make sure you maintain that power efficiency? So you're looking at the overall architecture. You can talk a lot about NPUs and TOPS, but you've also got to look at the memory bandwidth, the memory bit rate that you're integrating into those devices to make that NPU as efficient as possible. So I think what we try and do is we look at the overall architecture of the CPU and the SoC, and how will that be efficiently used within the end product. But again, we provide the building blocks, as you said. We can put NPUs, ISPs into our different products, but we really we work closely with a partner like F&S to say, how are they going to be efficiently used in end devices? And it's an ever-moving, changing landscape. So I think that's where the partnership works, is we create products, we get feedback from you, and we take that into our next generation of products.
Absolutely, thank you. One final topic I want to address. You may know we are quite strong in the medical field. So we have around 50% of our customers' projects producing medical devices. And we also see a huge trend. You mentioned earlier that among other industries and markets, healthcare is very important. So how does this fit to your roadmap or your future products when it's about AI and healthcare?
Yeah. Well, no, it's a good. I think in this, we've talked a lot about how things are changing extremely quickly. Some things don't change, which is when you talk about healthcare, what is most critical for them, which is some of the basic elements of the value proposition of NXP and F&S, which is longevity. In healthcare, you can create amazing products, but if they're not going to be in the market for 15 to 20 years, if you're not going to have a software BSP that isn't supported and updated and mainlined,
it's meaningless,
the cost of ownership for a healthcare company or a medical device company scales, and it becomes untenable for them. So I think when we look at healthcare, we don't forget about some of the basic value propositions that have driven our products into the healthcare space for the last 20 years. Having said that, what we do is we realize that healthcare, like all industries, is changing extremely quickly. How are they going to integrate machine learning and AI? you have to look very carefully also at the other prevalent trends, which is the Cybersecurity Resilience Act, the SBOM
Sure.
in the US, and how are healthcare companies going to really balance the ever-advancing technology with customer privacy and data privacy.
Yeah.
So I think when you look at healthcare, you have to look at really the entire system and the ecosystem of a clinical environment or a home environment. How do you get data into the device?
Yeah.
But how do you protect the data?
At the same time. Yeah,
So,
definitely.
I think we look very carefully, not just at the CPU, but also connectivity. So we work very closely with our wireless division, both Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, Zigbee. As healthcare companies look at moving data around the connecting devices, it really changes how this generation is being designed for healthcare. You have to look at it much more at the system level. But again, you have to be very careful that as you bring in all this technology, you don't compromise data privacy and patient privacy. So I think we work very closely with a company like you to get feedback. We're constantly talking to the medical companies to understand how we can provide products that they can build upon, really utilizing the technology such as machine learning, such as NPUs, but understanding how we don't forget about the key values and the value, how they run their businesses.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, many thanks. Great
Okay.
talking to you.
Likewise.
So we go on with our partnership. So thanks, Robert.
Thank you very much.